Welcome to The Women We Know Recommends. These are bonus episodes where each season I spotlight one women's event, retreat, gathering, or experience that I genuinely believe deserves to be on your radar. The kind of events that women keep talking about long after they leave. The ones that create connection, spark something new, fill your cup, shift your perspective, or simply give you a reason to step back into yourself for a little while. Each episode is dedicated to one carefully chosen event that I'm excited to share with this community, a recommendation passed from one woman to another. So, wherever you're listening from, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to our very first The Women We Know Recommends episode. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you'll know this podcast has been about shining a light on incredible women and the stories that connect us. But every now and then, something catches my eyes that feels too aligned with everything this community is all about that I couldn't help but want to share. And if you know me personally, you'll know I'm no stranger to a good old shindig or workshop or gathering. So today we are shining a light on a beautiful event taking place in Aramac in central West Queensland on the 25th of July. 6 incredible women have come together to create Linen on the Lawn, an event designed to bring women together to connect, reflect, laugh, learn, and perhaps leave feeling a little less lighter than when they arrived. Joining me today are 2 of these women, Suzanne Phillips and Kirby Seng. And my hope for this conversation is that you'll hear the heart behind what they're creating. And if you find yourself listening and thinking, that sounds like something exactly that I need, then maybe this is your little sign. Ladies, welcome to the very first episode of The Women We Know Recommends.
Oh, hey, Stace. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're
We're very
so
excited.
You're so welcome. I'm so excited too. Now, before we do get into all the meaningful stuff, we need to establish something that is really important. So what are your go-to karaoke songs? Suzanne, I'll start with you.
My go-to karaoke would be Travelin' Soldier. I am not much of a karaoke person, but when I've had a few drinks, I think I am. I think I can sing. I actually can't sing. And a funny little story one day was I heard somebody singing Travelin' Soldier and I said to my husband, oh my God, that sounds terrible. I sound way better than that when I sing. And he went, no, you don't. And I was like, oh, okay. So I really can't sing.
I mean, nothing says karaoke like thinking that you're the best one in the room, right?
I know.
I love that story. And Curbs, what about you? Where do you sit on the karaoke spectrum?
So I have to go with Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. And my only reasoning for this is because I'm not a karaoke singer. So I feel like this song just makes everyone join in and then no one can actually hear me sing karaoke. So
I love the method. I love that, Kirby. It's such a great plan.
I know. No, I'm not good.
I don't know what's better, like knowing that you're not good or thinking that you are. That, I reckon as long as you're having fun doing it, who really cares, right? That's just the beauty of karaoke, I reckon.
That's so true. So true.
Now, guys, before we sat down to record, I did ask Suzanne and Kirby to spend a little time reflecting on some questions about life, community, and the story behind Linen on the Lawn. And as I was reading through their responses, one thing became really clear. While this event might look like a beautiful day out on the surface, there's actually a much deeper story behind why it exists and what these guys want from the event. So, Suzanne, let's start with you. You've recently moved back to Aramac after being away for a while. So what does life look like for you these days?
Life for me, Stace, I grew up in Aramac and we've been backwards and forwards living here for much of my adult life. 2.5 years ago, we love it here, and the post office came up for sale and we decided to buy it. So this is where we are now, and we love this community. We really love being back here with all of our friends. Life for me looks like we own the post office. I'm a small business owner. I guess in my life, my children are grown. I have more time for myself. My health is very important to me. I lied. I lied on my paper and I wrote that I love the gym. And I was reading it and I went, I hate the gym, but I literally hate it. But I know how important it is. I'm really keen on staying active. I'm keen on being able to move well into as I age. That's really important to me. I always love it when I'm finished. So, my health is important to me. My mental health as well. I focus a lot more on that these days than I ever did when I was younger. So I guess my focus is perhaps a lot more on me now than it was for most of my life, I guess, Stacey. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I love your honesty about the lie on the form. Because, I love the idea of the gym, but actually going is another story, right? But it's the after, and the benefits of it, right? And I think that when you speak about your mental health as well, I think that working on your physical health really helps with your mental health. And I think that, especially like me, I'm in that stage where I can relate to that completely. So thank you for sharing that and being so honest about that. Suzanne, when you look back, what's been the biggest lesson you've learned about yourself?
I think when I look back, I spent a lot of years serving everybody else, Stace, and never ever really putting myself first at all. And quite a few years ago, to be brutally honest, I had some therapies that made me realize that I was most probably depressed for most of my life, and I didn't realize how good I could feel until I felt good again, and I didn't realize how bad I had felt until I was feeling good. So that was the big catalyst for me to just go further and further and really look within myself, which is challenging, and you have to face your own bullshit, sorry for the term, but that's exactly what it is. But it's also really freeing, I think, when you do that, because you get to be in charge of how you feel every day. You're the one that's in charge, and I love that. I love that. Yeah.
I absolutely love that too. And you're so right. We are the creators of our own life, and we get to choose how we feel and how we show up every day. So thank you. Kerbs, what about you? I loved in your form the honesty in your responses. You said that you're deep in the season of raising little boys and that it's not for the faint of heart. Tell me a little bit about that.
So probably 80% of the time I'm a referee in our house, just from all the wrestling and the punching and the fighting, because oh my goodness, boys are rough. They're just like a whole different kettle of fish. So yes, I'm a referee. I'm a mum of two very energetic little boys. I'm a wife, and I'm very deep in that season of raising my kids. And yeah, I guess I don't really know who I am. I don't know if I've ever really known who I am. I'm on a bit of a journey at the moment of discovering what I love. And one thing I wanted to start this year was for my 2026 goals, was to become a little bit more selfish in my life. And what I mean by that is just focusing on myself more, and self-care. Like, self-care is just no joke. It's so important. And yeah, I really needed to change my life, because I was probably quite stuck, I guess. I felt quite stuck, and I just wasn't really moving towards anything. So I've really committed to myself this year, which I'm proud of. And I go to the gym and I go to yoga, and I'm just looking at my habits a little bit more, I guess. And yeah, it's definitely paid off. I think the biggest takeaway that I've got from it is that selfishness of self-care has made me such a better wife and mother. I hope my boys can agree with that. But yeah, I just trying to figure out who I am and who I want to be, and just breaking apart
Yeah.
those layers. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Being selfish, as in putting yourself first and your self care. I've said it multiple times on this podcast, but you can't pour from an empty cup, and you need to fill your own cup first. And I'll be the first to stick my hand up and say I forget that often. So it is really nice when I hear women say that they're reminding themselves of that quite regularly, and being a little bit selfish. And I don't even know that I like that it's selfish, because really it's, in the end, it is still so you can pour out to other people, right? You need to fill your own cup, so you turn up as the best mum and the best wife and the best human that you can, but you have to put your own needs first. So I love that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I think this season of raising kids and being who you think society wants you to be, I guess, it's so challenging. And I think that every day just feels quite mundane when you're in the thick of it. And, you get up and you have breakfast and you get ready and you go to work, and then, you come home and you go to sleep, and you just do that day after day. And I think, yeah, I've really come to realize that our life it's not an Instagram reel, and that Monday
Oh.
feeling is just so much more common than anyone actually admits. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And I used to say that I felt like a hamster on a wheel, just running the same thing every single day. And I think that society and social media has kind of convinced us that we're supposed to be having life-changing breakthroughs every Tuesday or whatever. But really, most of our life kind of just happens in the ordinary moments, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes we forget that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. All right, ladies. So take me back. Where did all of this begin? Let's talk about linen on the lawn. Suzanne, you said before that this idea came from your own experience of feeling disconnected from women. What do you feel like you were missing at the time?
I think, Stace, when we are in the thick of maybe depression or even just life, when we're often it's just general life, like what Kirby's talking about. It can be a very lonely existence, and when we keep all of those thoughts to ourselves, we can be surrounded by people and still just feel so very lonely. And I have realized in my later years that connection among women is just so important, and you never know what the next person is going through. And sometimes I'm a very open person, and I find now that when I'm really open and I tell my story or I talk about how I'm really feeling, if someone says to me, "How are you?" and it's someone I really know, if I'm not great, I actually say that now. I go, "Actually, I'm not having a great day," And
Mm,
I think this is important. It's that connection. It's that we as humans we crave that connection with people, and I think as women, I think that connection is so important. So for me, that's the crux of our event. That's where it sort of
mm.
comes from, that connection between women. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how often the best ideas come from solving a problem that you've experienced yourself, and you can kind of notice that if you're missing that connection, then there's probably other women that are missing that connection as well. So, at what point did you think, right, I'm going to do something about this?
I don't know. I guess, again, to be really blunt, I've always had this thing in my life that on the day I die, what's going to be my legacy? What am I leaving behind? What are people going to say about me? And I always used to think it had to be something grand, that I had to have done something completely amazing with my life to be remembered for the right things. And in later years, I've realized that it's those little moments, and it's how you treat people and how you interact with people. It's those little things. That's your legacy. I think
Mm,
that's the way. When you're with people, do you leave them feeling better than before they had that interaction with you? I think that's our legacy. That's that butterfly effect, and then that person then goes on. And for me, I guess it was wanting that and knowing. knowing how that makes you feel, because again, when you make someone else feel better as well, it's, it makes you feel better. So I wanted to do something for women. And when we moved back here, back to Aramac, there's really nothing out here like this. But the mental health side of it for me, I know mental health has been done time and time again, but that real mental health with connection, not just, strategies and stories, other people's stories, I think they're the things that help. And I really wanted something for women that incorporated all of that. And there really wasn't anything out here that did that. And so that's where the idea came from for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that, getting, like you said, mental health has been done, but doing it with that slice of connection and the stories, I think, are such a pivotal point, because when someone can resonate to something, I think that's when that sticks with someone, because then they can go away from that and go, oh, I remember that person and I remember feeling like that, or, or maybe they're going through it then and they're like, oh, I remember when that person told me that story. And I think that it's so important. And I think to be able to find the gap in the area and then kind of do something about it is quite phenomenal. Curbs, there are 6 women involved with Linen on the Lawn. So be honest, how many voice notes are currently sitting unread in the group chat right
now? Some nights we've spoken about this, that we've had to actually put our notifications on silent, because for hours at dinner time you'll be hearing ding 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 and with just new ideas and input, and everyone's just very passionate about bringing this event to real women. And it's not just any event. Like we want people to have those deeper connections and to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. And we don't want it to be just another event where you go along and you get a few tips from it. We want people to foster new connections, and I think women are just a bit sick of the fakeness, and we just want a bit of realness to come out of it. I think we're just so worried that we would offend someone and just have, that fear around the judgment of what people think of us. So yeah, I think it's definitely a challenge with 6 of us, but it's also, there's pros and cons to it. It's also really nice to have that close connection with the girls who are also so passionate about bringing the best day to these women. I think we have such a talented group, and we've got these huge visions, and Mum didn't have these huge visions. She wanted cups of tea and a guest speaker and, a few little lovely gifts for our guests, and a few of us have much grander ideas than that. So we've sort of gone off the rails a little bit. Mum's our little financial advisor and tells us when we need to pull ourselves up. So that's not always fun, but it does make it a good day.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that any event has been ever organised without at least one chaotic group chat going on.
No, so definitely not.
Tell me what surprised you the most about working together, because I can imagine 6 women together with different dynamics, different ideas. Tell me what's been the most surprising thing about that.
I guess for me, we've probably got so Julie and I are sort of in that same age group era, and we are we're probably maybe more the practical side, if I can say, and then we've got the girls that are all in that much younger era, and they're the extravagant side of it, and they're the outlandish, and they're the ones that just go, they're the ones that just dream big and just go, no, we can do this. And I think that's sort of surprising. We've had to probably meet in the middle a little bit, I guess, in that sense, because
bring each other a little bit of balance, right?
yeah. So I think it's actually quite nice to have that different age group. I think we do complement each other maybe and balance each other out. Yeah. So yeah, maybe that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, women are just so incredibly powerful when we put our heads together, right? And there's that toing and froing and this person that might be a little bit extra and then this person that kind of reins it in a little bit. And then you just get this beautiful balance, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I will get to a little bit more about what Linen on the Lawn is and what you guys hope this event brings. But I want to talk about the elephant in the room first, because anyone who has heard about this event has heard about the rain. So last year, this is their second annual event, guys. So last year they spent months and months planning this beautiful outdoor event, and then Mother Nature said, absolutely not. What was going through your minds?
Oh my goodness. This is when our group chat absolutely blew up
I can
at
just
4 a.m.
imagine.
in the morning.
Oh, no. Take us through it.
Oh gosh. Yes. So leading up to this day, we had the most beautiful weather, sunny days, couldn't be clearer. And 4 a.m. of the morning of the event, it was pouring. And when I say pouring, it was absolutely bucketing down. So off we trotted to our gorgeous tent that we hired out, and we started cleaning up because the mess in that very short time was just devastating. The mud, the slush, it started straight away. So yeah, we brought in some reinforcements and messaged a few community groups around town to come and give us a hand to clean up. And I think that's the beauty of living in a small town and having that support around us. It's so special to have that. So yes, we were completely washed out. I think we had about 38 mil of rain over the day. It did not stop. It did not let up. It was absolutely freezing. And to top
this
it
is
all
on
off,
black soil, right?
Yeah.
oh, yes, it was awful. The mud we trudged through was disgusting, but I tell you what, those girls were in very high spirits. Every single person who attended had the time of their life, if I can say that, because we accidentally forgot to cut the drinks off at 4 p.m. and we just kept rolling. I think in the devastation of the rain and in the excitement that we pulled this gorgeous event off together, we really celebrated. We went out, we went hard, and it was so beautiful. There was a lot of emotions on the day. We unfortunately we sold 120 tickets, and unfortunately about 50 of the women were unable to come due to the wet weather. So that was absolutely devastating for us, and we're really thankful that some of those women are attending this year. We can't wait for them to see what they missed out on last year, I guess, and to get just to have that connection that they missed out on. So yes, this year we will be cutting drinks off at 4 p.m. There's no negotiations this time.
Rain, hail, or shine.
Rain, hail, or shine. It's 4 p.m. Oh gosh.
You know what I love about this story is that the women that could show up still showed up. You know, they were dressed in their beautiful linen outfits and they still showed up. You know, I've seen photos and video footage of last year and I just think it is just amazing. You know, what did that tell you?
Yeah, I think, Stace, if anything, it told us that women will travel, and some women literally ploughed out their driveways on properties and then got lifts on the bitumen. You know, I think it told us that women are craving that connection. They want these days out, even just that day out to to leave their regular life behind, if I can, but just to forget about the worries of their regular life and just have a day out with other women where they can relax and enjoy the day. And it certainly happened last year. It was, despite the rain, we had an absolutely just fabulous day. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that women are so desperate for spaces where,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have to be mum or work. They can just be them. They don't
Yeah.
have to perform, and they can have deep conversation, not just weather talk or how are the sheep or how busy are you and what do you got, when's your next muster or whatever.
Yes,
they,
exactly. Yep.
they want to have the deep conversations. So I'm curious, what do deeper conversations actually look like to you?
I think deeper conversations are just like you just said, Stace, not the small talk.
Mm,
It's not the weather. It's not the mustering. It's not the kids at school. It's not any of that stuff. It's actually real conversations of when if somebody does say to you, oh, how are you? That you feel comfortable enough. Obviously, you're not going to do it with a total stranger, but you feel comfortable to say, you know what, actually, I'm actually having a really hard time lately. And then just to be really honest in that and to talk about real life stuff, which we are all going through. We have no idea. We have no idea what the next person is going through. But we all, we're very good at looking at somebody and thinking, wow, they've really got their life together. But if we could see inside their head and see inside their heart, and if you could hear them, if they were real and we had those real conversations, we know nobody really has it all together. We're all going through something. So I
mm.
think that's what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah. And Suzanne, you said something on the form that women don't have to be everything for everyone as well. And I think
Mm.
these sort of events give women an opportunity to just be them.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the other part of the day. I just said before, they just get to just leave the worries of their everyday life behind. The worries or the monotony or the whatever it is. For one day, they get to just think about themselves. The whole afternoon is about them. That's it. Nobody
Mm.
else.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think women are exhausted sometimes without even knowing it. And
Mm.
I know from previous years that with Linen on the Lawn with their ticket, they get waited on
Mm.
hand. Is it hand and foot? They
Yeah.
Head, foot, mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a mum of little kids, Kirby.
Oh gosh.
What is the saying? They get to get waited on.
I think it is hand and foot, isn't it?
Is it? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I
I don't
think it
know.
is without the mouth part, yeah.
Uh,
Oh God. I absolutely love that idea that they just get to come together and the day's
Mm.
about them.
Yeah.
So for anyone who is listening now and who is curious, paint us a picture. It's July
Mm.
25th. I arrive at Linen on the Lawn. What am I walking into?
Mm. Love this. What can women expect this year? So, we're actually making our decorations this year, which is just absolutely crazy.
Sounds
Um,
fabulous.
they are fabulous. They are a statement piece and they're going to look amazing, but we're still crazy. Yeah, so there's going to be luxe gift bags, which are they're so carefully put together. We've put a lot of thought into and love into them, and we're just so excited to spoil these women that are going to join us for the day. We have delicious food. We've got like a 3-course meal that's being catered by a local baker in town, Sweet Serenity Bakehouse, Luena. She's just a stunning human. She's just beautiful. We can't wait to have her. We have our guest speakers, which we are so excited for. And we have a photographer so you can create those memories with your friends, and they're going to be wandering around and taking snaps and yeah, just lap up just being able to enjoy that time with your friends, though, that connection and conversation. And we want to create a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere for these people to feel like they're supported, I guess, in these vulnerable times. And yeah, I just encourage anyone to come along and just come as you are. You're just, you're guaranteed to make new connections. Aramac is very good at welcoming new people. We're very friendly people. I think we should be named the friendliest town in central West Queensland. So you won't be alone. If you're coming alone, I trust you. Trust me, you will not be alone. And if you do one thing for yourself this year, just come to Linen on the Lawn. Come and relax and enjoy yourself, and you know, leave everything else behind. And the ladies who've purchased tickets so far, they're traveling from Longreach and Jericho and Blackall and Emerald and Yeppoon and Charters Towers, and they're coming all this way just to have a day for themselves. I hope they leave with it sparks a bit of curiosity in their life, I guess. I hope they look at it with a different perspective of, like I could do that, and take a leap of faith to start that business or take a trip that they've always wanted to take. And yeah, I hope that they take something away, feeling a little bit lighter than when they first came. So, and I think our guest speakers are really going to set the bar high for the day. So we cannot wait to have them join us.
Oh, it all just sounds so glorious. So tell me a little bit about your guest speakers. Let's start with Edwina. Tell me a little bit about her.
Oh, Edwina Robertson. She has lived 1,000 lives, as some would say. She's just incredible. She's just the perfect fit for our theme. The theme for this year is the fork in the road. Her life has just taken so many unexpected turns, and along the way, like, she's really just had to trust herself, and she's only had herself to really rely on. So she's had to have the courage and advocate for what she actually believes in, and yeah, just calculate those pivotal moments in her life that have just given her the most amazing experiences. And she is going to leave the most wonderful impression on people, I believe. I think she's just one of those really strong, independent women who just has a drive to be better and to do better and to really do it for yourself, I think. Like, yeah, like she's done all of this because it aligns with herself, I guess. So yeah, we're really excited to have her.
Yeah, she sounds absolutely incredible. And then you also have Sarah, who sounds like someone who will bring a really grounding energy to the day. Tell me a little bit about her.
Yes, Stacey. So Sarah has moved to Aramac. We're so lucky to have her. She's a holistic counsellor. She's a yoga teacher and she's a Reiki master. So you can just imagine, she has this beautiful presence about her. She just has a way of asking the right questions and just putting people at ease. She is she is just a beautiful human. I can't actually wait to listen to her speak up on the stage. So she's going to be such an asset to the day. It's going to be amazing.
I love that balance. And then also you have Minnie returning again this year, providing the soundtrack for the day, which honestly, it just sounds like the perfect way to bring in that atmosphere.
Yeah, so Minnie's joining us for a second year, and she is so talented. Her whole family are so talented and gifted, and yeah, Minnie's going to be our entertainment for the day. And just think, like, a beautiful background music, yeah, and just
Acoustic sounds.
acoustic. Yes, that's the word. She's just been going to, yeah, I think she's going to set a really beautiful, calm presence, and we can't wait to have her for a second year. It's going to be great.
Oh, I love that. So, Kirby, you briefly just mentioned about a woman who might turn up on her own, or might be sitting here going, "Oh my God, that sounds like something it sounds like something I would love to go to, but I haven't got anyone that I know going, or I haven't got anyone to go with." What would you say to her?
I think I would say, if you were considering coming alone, to just have the courage to do it. If one thing I've learned this year is nothing is comfortable inside your comfort zone. You have to step outside of that comfort zone to have new experiences and learn new things. And I think Linen on the Lawn is such a beautiful place to start, because our purpose is to provide that safe space for women to open up and just to be themselves. So yeah, I think just encouraging them to do something for themselves. And yeah, Mum, do you want to touch on it a little bit more?
Yeah, I think so. I think if if you're someone on your own, please come along and come and see us if you're on your own. There's no way, if you arrive on your own, there is no way that you will not be alone on the day. There are, we will have 118 other women there with you, and it's going to be the day where you make new friends. It's going to be the day where you make new connections. And Stace, just to touch on the ones that are maybe thinking, I've had a few people say to me, oh, I was thinking of coming, but I don't really like to dress up. And I've said to them, well, you don't have to dress up. So we have amazing prize this year for our best dressed lady, but if that's not you, come as you are. I said we just want you there. We want you to come regardless. We're not checking tags at the door. Please just come, even just for 1 year, and see what it's about. Experience the afternoon, and you won't be sorry.
Yeah, and I think that you might come alone, but you definitely won't be leaving alone, as in like your heart will be so full and you'll meet so many new people. And I think that sometimes the best things happen when we walk into a room where we don't know a soul,
Yes.
We get to completely be ourselves without putting on a mask for the first time ever, because we don't know anyone. So we don't have to pretend to be anyone that we're not really. So I think it gives you beautiful permission to just go and see who you are as a person, and let your guard down, I think, and show that courage.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So before we finish, I would love for each of you to answer this. If every woman left Linen on the Lawn feeling one thing, what would you hope it is?
I would like to start. um, I think, reflecting on my own life, I haven't always felt like I was worthy of things and worthy of an opportunity or of love or of a certain friendship or even just like a material item or something. I've always felt like I had to measure it in some way, and I really hope that if even one woman leaves feeling like she is worthy, no matter what she does in her life. And I think Linen on the Lawn is such a beautiful place to start, to put yourself first and to come and experience a lovely ladies' day tailored to women. And yeah, I just think I've realized this year that your worthiness, it's not measured by having a job or how you look or your achievement. It's how yeah, it's not measured by your job or your appearance or your achievements. It's something so much bigger than that. And I think we just need to know that we are allowed to dream bigger, and we are allowed to rest. We're allowed to take time for ourselves and to grow and evolve and change into different people if we want to. And yeah, I just think we don't have to earn our worthiness.
I think every woman is going to walk away with something different, Stace. And I think one of the things that we've maybe, I'm going to say struggled with in our organisation is our guest speakers and our theme for that year. We want to bring in guest speakers and we want to bring in concepts that will challenge women and get women thinking on a more deeper level. But we had to find that middle ground and not scare those women off that aren't really at that stage of their life and wanting to do that. So I'm hoping that women will go away having had a beautiful, restful afternoon where they've been waited on for the afternoon and had beautiful drinks and delicious food and listened to some gorgeous music and some guest speakers and met some new people and just walked away feeling more relaxed. And then on that deeper level, I'm hoping that our guest speakers will maybe evoke that deeper thinking in some women, so that they'll go away and think about what was talked about on the day. And, maybe they'll start having those deeper conversations. Or, this year, the fork in the road, maybe they'll take that chance next time they're faced with two choices. So it varies, but every woman will walk away with something positive. I know that for a fact. Yeah.
I love that. And if every woman remembered one thing a week later, a month later, a year later even, what would you hope that would be?
I think I would want women to think that wanting more in their life is not a crime. And when I say more, I mean more for them, more if it's stillness or safety or love. I hope that they stop apologizing for being too much or too loud. And I think through life we outgrow people or versions of ourselves, and I think we just need to stop apologizing for knowing our worth and to want to chase our dreams. And I just feel like I want women to not feel guilty for wanting more in their life, more stillness or more self-care or
I love that.
Yeah, I think for me, if I was thinking about the day, maybe I just want them to, because I know it's going to be amazing. So I know they're going to have a fabulous day. So I just hope that they remember something about the day, and if there's an event comes up, they will do that event. If the guest speaker evoked something in them and they see something else come up that's going to do that, if they remember how they felt walking away, maybe they will go to that next event or listen to that guest speaker or have that deeper conversation with someone. I just hope they remember something from the day that they will take forward. Well, I know they will. There will be something. I know there will.
Yeah. I agree. And I think that if they can just walk away with that feeling of, I belong here, I belong anywhere, like you said, Kirby, I'm worthy and I don't have to prove my worth, and I can show up as I am without judgment, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. So important.
Yeah. So guys, Linen on the Lawn is happening on July 25th in Aramac. I think what I love most about this conversation is that Linen on the Lawn doesn't really feel like an event. It feels like an invitation to slow down, to connect, to have conversations that matter, and to remember that none of us are meant to do life alone. And if you've been listening to this conversation thinking that sounds exactly like something I need, maybe this is your sign to gather your girlfriends or even come along alone and experience it for yourself. You can get tickets via Linen on the Lawn socials, or I'll pop a link in the show notes, and I'll also be sharing things on my socials as well. Suzanne and Kirby, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing the heart behind what you're creating. I am so excited to watch this event unfold. Guys, until next time, this has been The Women We Know Recommends.
Thanks, Stacey.
You've been listening to The Women We Know Recommends. I hope this episode introduced you to an event that feels exciting, aligned, inspiring, or maybe even exactly what you didn't realize you needed in this season of life. The best gatherings have a way of staying with us. They become the conversations we replay on the drive home, the people we keep thinking about, and the moments that quietly shift something within us. If you know a woman who would love this event, I'd be so grateful if you shared this episode with her. And if you're creating a women's event, retreat, gathering, or experience that you'd love me to discover for a future season, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, thank you for being here.